Welcome back to another video. This video we're going to be discussing casing and top dressing. So what is casing? What is top dressing? Casing is an added flavor that happens at the beginning of the process. Typically it's usually with the whole leaf or after first cut. The top dressing is after the blend is put together and it's added at the very end. So the blend being maybe a Cavendish Virginia Burley percentage or whatever, or some Latakia or whatever, that's all mixed together. You have your blend, and you put the top dressing on and mix it up after that. So I'm going to give you an example to understand this a little bit better. So say you're making a salad. You want to make a Caesar salad. Okay. So you need lettuce. Okay. You get the lettuce. You buy a head of lettuce. And we're not buying the bag stuff. We're starting from scratch. Get a head of lettuce. That's your tobacco. Okay. So what you should be doing when you buy that, you should be drying, rinsing it off, washing it. So technically you're kind of, even though lettuce is very moist, tobacco tends to dry out. A lot of companies will add moisture to the tobacco before they add the casing, or they might just add the casing, let the casing do it. So picture you washing the leaves off and the water is the casing. Now it washes off. Yeah, it's kind of not that great of an example. When we move on to top dressing, you'll understand why. It is a leaf that's grown. So you have other things, maybe a carrot or, depending on if you're making a garden salad, it doesn't matter, Caesar garden, whatever. You have a mixture of things other than the lettuce. So say you have carrot or cabbage, you wash them too. They have their own little casing going on. You might want to, depending on the factory, all the casings might be the same. Depending if they want to add flavoring, like a vanilla, but it will be on the lighter side. It won't be prominent, okay? So say you have maple or something, or licorice or molasses. It's usually, a casing is usually sticky with a sugar base, molasses base, and a lot of times they'll add alcohol with it also to help adhere to the tobacco. And the alcohol, since it has such a lower flash point, it just evaporates pretty quickly. There's no alcohol left. That's how you get these rum flavors, the Navy flakes and stuff like that. A lot of your Navy flakes are cased with rum, and it's not a top dressing. All right, so we have the salad. Okay, now we have the carrots, the cabbage, whatever. All the leafy stuff that comes from the ground. So now we're going to cut it all up. And that's what happens to the tobacco. It gets cut up. And we have the lettuce cut up. We have the carrots cut up. We have the cabbage cut up. We have the spinach if you want that. Whatever's going into your mixture for your salad. So then you mix it all together. Okay. So now you have your percentages or whatever. And you have obviously more lettuce. Say that's your Virginia. And then you have your cabbage, that might be your Perique or something like that, and you mix it all together and you have your mixture. Okay, so now you want an aromatic out of it, so you want to have a top dressing. So the top dressing would be your salad dressing you would go buy at the store, your Italian, your ranch, your Caesar, stuff like that, and you pour that over the mixture. Okay, that's your top dressing, a mixture of the tobacco. Pour that on there, and then you mix it up. You toss it up and you mix it. So that would be your top dressing. So as I said, it's better. The casing analogy really wasn't on par because water's not sticky and stuff like that. But picture the water of you washing your lettuce with being almost like a simple syrup type deal, maybe with some flavoring, and it actually sticks to the tobacco. And there's, depending, like I said, every company does it different. Every manufacturer does it different with their casings. They have different secret recipes and stuff like that. And there's different ways of adding the top dressing too. I mean, you can add it as a fog, or you can add it as a spray on and get sprayed in a tumbler, or you can do it by hand. I like the salad dressing. You pour it all over there and mix it up. And that's, pretty much how Cornell and Diehl does their blending, because, they're small batches. Technically, they're the whole factory small batches. But you have bigger factories like, say, McBaron and Sutliff and Laney, that produces a lot more. They have heavy equipment to do their casings and top dressing stuff. So that's the difference between casing and top dressing. And sometimes, you're talking in discussion and you kind of mix those words up, and it's easy to do. It's easy to do because they're both flavoring to some extent. They're both flavoring, and some casings are flavoring, like the rum, so it's easy to get them mixed up. But basically, the casing comes before the mixture happens, and then the top dressing, if there is one, happens after the mixture is put together. Some manufacturers might case them or case very lightly to try to preserve a lot of the natural tobacco flavor. But in general, there usually is some type of form of casing to start with. So, all right. I hope that helps. And we'll see you on the next one.